Well, welcome back to another episode of Right On. The people that are seeing this first are patrons, so thank you for being a patron of the Patreon. I've already opened the book up. I found the page. I know what I'm gonna speak on. This is a slam poem. I say a spoken word. I don't really compete in slam poetry anymore, but a little preface, because that's what this is all about. Again, we are in an art building, so you're gonna hear some. Well, not stopped. Look at that. But you also might hear some pipes clanging. This is an old building. It sounded like somebody was hitting them with a bat yesterday. It was pretty loud. A friend of mine is a lawyer, a prosecuting lawyer, and so he does a lot. I do not envy his job. But I wrote a poem about his job, but kind of in the mythical, verse of what if he was like a lawyer in the video game Final Fight, like all this like wild and violent and crazy, dark, twisted shit going down. What would that be like? So here is what I wrote. This is very rough because this is like a new poem. I could have had a second beer, but I knew I needed to be up at 5 a.m. for your autopsy in the morning. You see, I already know the what happened, and I'm pretty sure who did it. And the county just wants to make sure I know the how. Because the 10th of a second I know that, my employers know I'll be able to do something. Beyond promises through profit, belief by bail bond, and grains of gratitude corralled by custodians into the garbage, nobody sweeps the lies from the courthouse. They just stay there. Dance at night in the chambers, add depth of field to the judge's portrait paintings. I can't summon a language to make them go away, and you can't walk through the walls more than you can walk through the walls of Supermax to undo the labor they've enslaved. Crime pays more than I make. So that second beer will have to wait. And this is fragmented totally, so this is gonna sound crazy because I don't know I have it arranged. I have like different like shapes and whatnot at certain points, so it's like, go back to there, now go back to there. It's like choose your own adventure. So that second beer will have to wait until something. I don't know what that says. So that second beer will have to wait until I spend a disturbing amount of time staring at and studying the puncture wounds where life left you. And although you've been dead since I met you, there's a strange comfort in the reality we know each other better than some of our friends do. Again, this is gonna be fragmented. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm dead inside too. And maybe that's why I feel seen in an autopsy room. People who live polar opposite paths will both visit here soon. And being dead doesn't mean you're not alive, it's just different. Sometimes I think there's nothing more alive than being dead. It's freeing, liberating. It's funny, nobody charges telomeres with murder when a body dies of old age, but if someone interrupts the process, we just may interrupt them drawing breath on earth, interrupt their world where a father exists, interrupt their concept of innocence, interrupt a child ever being able to wedge a genuine smile from their lips. I went to school for this. I lived through this. Before I received my degree, I had a doctorate in violence and deceit. And while most businesses only practice the latter, we know how to leverage a receipt. We know how to make you speak. We know how to steal years and decades from your body. I work with professional time thieves. Your next conversation with your father can be through a pane of glass or a prayer, if I say so. And then that goes back to where? Oh, there. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a salesman. Can I interest you in a truth that will evict the comfort from your nervous system? Would you delight in the legal explanation of why racial covenants live rent-free in your house? Would you like to know why you don't see cops in some of the safest neighborhoods? I kind of love the ending. Is there an ending? See, it's not a problem for me to deliver the truth to you. It's the weight of carrying it all the time. I know who the county cuts checks to kill, and I know that they know. I smile and say hello to people who have shot dogs in the same waking half hour of holding a gun to a pregnant woman's temple. There are unborn children who our wrath hath tattooed upon their psyche before knowing this world. I know the millions and millions and millions of dollars designated for delusional, soon-to-be murderers who were cut from the football team. Mother held their hand too tight whilst running through the big city, and they grew to fail a psychic vow. And the chief of police said, all the better to employ you with, my dear. I know a lie spreads quicker than the plague, and somehow we built an entire department upon it. under the auspices that if we tell the lie enough, we can profit from it. And if I could just go back and tell the younger me, you can't change this place. You can't undo the wound, just as much as I can't revive your dead body in the morning. So like every day, for work, I cinch my tie until it's uncomfortable, put on a suit, dressed for a funeral, and head to your autopsy. I'll see you when you're dead. I just thought there was something extremely morbid about this occupation getting to know people because they're dead. That it's like something beyond mortuary science where it's like I have to get into the stories and the why, the what, the who, the how, and talk to people that knew this person while they were alive. And I just think there's something extremely heavy about that. And it's clearly not a job for everybody, but it's intense. And yeah, I wrote a poem about it as if I was the lawyer and, we're running through Sin City or somewhere in Final Fight in the slums. Shout out to the first level there. But that is that. And I don't have a title. I think it's called See You When You're Dead. I don't know. That's a little bit on the nose, isn't it? I don't know. But yeah, that is a soon-to-be spoken word poem that will release in 2025. And if you're watching this in 2025, then you can already read it. But that's a little explanation behind it. There's a lot going on there. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you at the next book opening for Right On.